4.
Hey, everybody. We seem not to have a panel quite yet. I don't know why. Usually people are in by now. But I don't know how many of you in the waiting room. It seems like 3 are in the waiting room. So I have new Tamiya news.
Oh,
here comes someone.
what news do you have for the Tamiya?
The Pajero model has come back. That's based on it's on the lunchbox chassis, but it has different tires on it. Hopefully, hey Corey, hopefully Frank will give us a peek at what I'm talking about because they have pictures of it already. And of course, they still talk also about that 131 Fiat body that's going to be available, unless it's also going to be a car itself.
Okay.
So if Frank gets the chance to show it to us, that'd be great. But he's in the middle of doing something right now.
Yeah, kind of a little bit.
Keith, I'm surprised you did. I'm surprised you didn't get 25 miles an hour. I knew that you should be able to.
Yeah, I don't know. So what happened? I guess I got 23.
You got 24.
Oh, 24.
You're 1 mile an hour shy. So I know that is the new Tamiya news. I don't know when it'll be out. It'll probably be out around September. I don't like assuming, but it's a possibility that since they're already waiting for the other stuff that they've been talking about at the beginning of the year coming out, should be out now. That should be out probably in a few months. Also, Frank is working on a tractor pull vehicle.
Yes, that's cool.
Yeah, it's gonna have a tiny. Well, it's 2.2s in the front from the dragster, Team Associate dragster, and I'm gonna have big kick-ass tires in the rear. And I did order some 12 millimeter to 17 millimeter for the big giant wheels in the back.
Which I've even seen. I've actually seen people use clodbuster tires for towing, for pulling too.
Yep.
Which will give you a wider footprint in the back, Frank. So Kyosho started advertising their new Riviera. I'd like to know what Keith is working on, and I'd like to know who else is in
Just cleaning up, not working on nothing.
Like to know who else is in there with you, Corey.
Just cleaning up.
Wish I had more news to tell you that's new, even if it isn't Tamiya. Frank might be able to help us, or Keith might be able to help us with that.
Yeah, I don't know any RC news.
It's gonna be so cool.
Yeah.
Corey says he broke his SCX 24 last weekend, debating on what to do with it. Send it to Keith and he'll fix it.
No. Maybe send it to someone else. I don't work on 24s.
I don't know why my screen, my big screen, has locked up on me.
Don't know. Go check the live stream, see if it's still going. I think it is still going.
There, I got it. I just backed out and started it up again. Still hot as balls in my place. Wish I had a new air conditioner. Supposedly one of my friends again is helping me again with it, but I don't know when. He said he's working on it.
No,
My air conditioner's out.
Oh,
Sucks.
you better buy some. You know what you need to do? I have a hard time opening up my windows. They're stuck, and I'm afraid I'll break them trying to open them up. They're that stuck, and they're not even nailed in or anything. You need to get do you have up and down windows, Keith?
Oh, why? My air conditioners are working.
Oh, I thought you said they weren't.
Oh, and no, I thought you said your air conditioner wasn't.
No, it's not. It's not really working. No.
Oh, yeah, mine is fine.
I remember before I had an air conditioner, I lived in this room that had 3 windows in it, and it would, if I put one as an exhaust and the other 2 coming in, and man, would it cool off the room. 320-inch fans. Brad back, and he got a haircut. Yes, Brian. Thanks for joining us. Who else is in the room with Corey and Brian?
Don't you? Oh,
Wow, you had cool weather in Michigan. What do you mean I must have got my car fixed? What are you talking about? Talking about an RC or my 1-to-1? I didn't need to. I could have gotten, if I had the money at the time, I could have gotten a haircut earlier with what I was with my rental. Two days after I got it back, I backed into someone. It's not really big damage, just some paint scuffing and stuff, but nothing on the back bumper. It didn't pop out on any of the sides or anything like that. But my front bumper and grill and headlight needed to be replaced on my car that I got back on the 12th. So I'm having bad luck these days when it's coming my 1-to-1. Oh, Keith, did you get one of the MO6s driving yet?
no. Gotta wait for some stuff to come in the mail.
It really sucks, and there's more problems to go with it. Besides that, I'm having problems getting my insurance to pay for the rental. It's a long story. If they're going to still pay it or not, I don't know. They haven't contacted me, and I don't know how much it's cost yet.
My the batteries I was gonna use don't work.
So what are you going to do? Have to buy more batteries?
No, I just gotta get some connectors, that's all.
I noticed that a lot of ESCs that I was looking at, I use a lot of XT60s, and that really ticks me off because then I have to buy another battery to fit them. Because I can't solder, and I'd also have to, if I wanted to change them out, I'd still have to buy things to solder new things on. Tank, that is a long rig. Yes, it's for pulling.
yeah, it's on a 6x6 chassis.
It's too bad they stopped making that. It's too bad they stopped making their
Are you
6x6.
serious?
Gonna have big wheels in the back.
I think you should go to Clod wheels.
Trying to look for that stupid Tamaya that you said earlier.
Called the Pajero.
Yeah.
It doesn't have monster truck tires on it. It's thin tires, more like the tires look more like crawler tires.
Oh, I know exactly which one it is. I've seen it.
I would that might have an interesting drive quality in it.
No, I
It's
don't
not
think
good.
so.
I don't think it would wheelie.
Well,
Really sucks.
You could look under the new CW01. You could try to find it that way too. Hey, Guru,
right there.
Nathan. Hey, Joe.
There you go, Brad.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
knocked
it.
that shit all over the place.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to wheelie too much.
That's a funny looking thing.
That's on the lunchbox chassis with different tires and a different body. And it's
Yeah,
slightly
the first release of this was on a hard body. This one is a Lexan body. It is
Yeah.
not a hard body.
yeah, that's another thing they didn't make it a hard body.
And it is on the CW01 chassis.
Yep. Those are definitely a new tire tread.
Yep.
And different, and the rims are new too.
DV8 Type 2 oil shock.
Oh, it has oil shocks.
115 millimeter shocks, very long shocks.
Wow. It definitely would have some good ground clearance.
Hey, Corey.
I
How's it
wonder how
going?
much. I wonder how much it's going to cost.
Don't know.
I've been waiting for that too. Like I seen that today on the live scale news update. And I've been wondering, like, if it's about the same as the lunchbox and the midnight pumpkin, it's about $200 US.
It looks like CCO1 tires. No, I don't, those are not CCO1 tires. But even with those tires, it could handle better than the lunchbox. Besides, it has oil-filled dampers and doesn't have a hard body. 115 millimeter or 150 millimeter, Frank?
115.
Okay.
And it's due in September.
I was right. I would really like one of those because that's actually a classic body, even though it's not the hard one. Corey, gonna get one for posterity?
I was thinking about it, but when they said on the scale news update it was too short to do an actual like build. Like if I can't even use the high lift body or the Hilux chassis, it is too short for that. Like I can't think of anything I could make to make that, you know, Lexan body work good. If it was the hard body, I'd like maybe I use a Max Smasher or something and use one of those.
Mhm.
But it's too small.
It probably could fit a short wheelbase CCO1, but they don't make those anymore, which is unfortunate.
I'm still waiting for the BBX to come out. My dad asked me about it the other day because I told him I bought it for him for Father's Day, and they still haven't called me at the hobby shop to say it showed up yet. And I'm still seeing them popping up online.
Yeah.
I'm like, when's it coming?
And the MBO1 is starting to pop up more too.
Yeah, my local hobby shop called me up, says, "Are you looking for one of these? I have 3."
And Frank's not looking for one, even though I think it's going to be a very popular vehicle.
Yeah, I tried to order the bus from my local hobby shop, and they're like, "We're not to my dealers, so we can't order it for you." I'm like, all right.
Well, I know there's a bus at the hobby shop near me.
Yeah.
I
Well,
know
they
there's
got. I
one.
think they got them at Tamaya, USA for like
Yeah,
50-something dollars. So
Oh, the body itself.
yeah, just that's all I want is the body.
well,
Yeah.
I want the truck is only 190 millimeters, so it's like it's not going to fit. So, but I'd rather have the bus and cut it out the way I want to do it myself.
well,
That bus is pretty awesome.
it comes with decals. You could probably still use the borders decals for the windows, though.
Yeah, maybe. If I don't cut them all out.
So you gonna do a free candy or are you gonna do a mystery machine?
Oh, I'm going to
do
cut
it.
it and make into a truck.
One of the pickup trucks they used to make in
Yeah,
in
the bus pickup.
Yeah.
You know, if Tamaya came out with the bus pickup, it would have sold really well. I bet you it would have sold very well.
Yeah, they got
Yep.
the body, but it's real short. Corey, did you see what I did to the common gear?
I haven't seen that yet.
It's not ain't got no electronics in it yet. Waiting for some stuff, but let me get it.
When I seen the one that was it Scale Builders Review did or Harley's on the camera or someone or no RC Kick. RC Kick did it. Oh, sweet. And they did the Alpine with the three different the three different body panels on it. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah. You like that? He tried to save that body.
Oh man, that body was a wreck from the beginning. And my buddy, I bought him that car to run because he thought he was going to be cool. Because I showed him
Yeah.
my 5th scale Baja,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Oh my god, I want to get an RC car. I used to have a T Max when I was younger, and it's like I want to get one." So he buys an X Max, and he destroys it the first day he has it. And
Sounds like a
3 months. After 3 months of destroying cars, I went and bought the Kalman and the Alpine. I said, "Hey, I'm going to build mine. You're going to build yours. Stop asking me to fix your car." And he built that car, and he did that blue and white paint job on it, and that was his favorite car because it was the one car that wouldn't break. And then when I bought TTO2s, and I ended up giving him one of mine, and basically said like, and he switched everything he had from the Kalman to the TTO2, the GTR. That to the wayside. So when he's like, "I'm getting out of this. I can't afford to mess with this." I got his X Max. I got his Nitro Rebo. I got the Kalman, and I got everything except the TTO the TTO2 that I built and gave to him. And he's like, "Here, have everything. I'm out of it because this is the only car that works."
Was this one?
No, that one and
Yeah.
until he took the radio and stuff out of it. But
Yeah.
it was funny is all these Traxxas and all these cool things he bought to go. I want to go fast. It was the Traxxas that was to me that were slow but fun that kept him like, "Hey, this is my fun toy. This is what I'm going to play with."
Yeah.
Yeah, and he smashed it up like John does.
Yeah, I haven't
Quickly.
fixed the cracks yet. I ran out of shoe goo and stuff, but that's on my list.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it's
can
nice
go
you
crazy
got that
for
going.
sure. In this hobby, you can go crazy and spend a lot of money for sure if you're not careful. But
I tried to take the paint off, but it didn't work, so I painted it on the outside.
I've heard a trick of taking the paint off the inside with brake fluid and things like that. And I'm like, I'm not sure if I want to waste that much money on brake fluid to find out I still got to buy a damn.
the Maya paint remover is the best thing to do for that.
I'll probably get some of that tank, see if I can get the fog off these windows. This was all just rubbing alcohol. It cleaned a lot of the stuff off, but it didn't get the fog. So hopefully it didn't get the plastic hot and create the fog, but
Well, if you get it wet, does the fog go away?
I don't
Try
know.
it to get a little wet, get your fingers wet, or just put a spray on it just to see if it does go away.
Yeah, I got some water right here.
If it does, what you could do is actually just put a clear. If you put a clear, it will come back.
Yep, exactly. I've even done it to old cell phones back in the old flip phone days. The screen would get all scratched up from being in my pocket. And I would just take clear spray paint and just tape off the screen and just clear over the screen. It would be all bright, shiny for like a couple weeks until it gets all scratched up from being in my pocket again. But
Let me try the driver's side. That one's really foggy.
I think Keith and his nephew are going to have a fun time with the MO6s. They're darty little cars. You'll like that, Keith.
oh, they're fun. They're definitely fun. I mean,
And
I had
It's still foggy tank.
It's they're darty.
It's Cheech and Chong.
Cheech and Chong up in smoke. Maybe you should say
Yeah.
that on the side of it. Cheech and Chong.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
just go
so-
get some cotton balls and have the cotton balls roll out the side of the car like on the old Hot Wheels Cheech
Yeah.
and Chong car.
That's
Yeah.
what I was about to say. Get some cotton balls or some cotton, fill the whole top of it with it, and cut the window down as if it's rolled down, and
A little bit, yeah.
and stick some cotton balls all of it, and then it's just gonna look like.
I get smoked. I might do that. I'm not gonna put an interior in it or anything.
I'm just glad those cars being used because I knew that they were just going to hang on my wall for the next, few years without doing anything. And I'm like, you know what? They got to do something. When you're like, everybody's like, hey, Brad, give him a car. I'm like, I got cars. Like, what? It just,
Corey,
it,
would you know if the hump packs, here. Would this hump pack fit in there, or you think the servo will
No,
fit it?
no. I'm not
No,
sure if the servo will hit it, but I'm 100% certain that the battery brace will hit it.
Yeah, it'll fit in with the battery brace. It fits in perfect.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, fits right in. See?
Yeah, but the battery brace they have to go on top to hold it down.
Oh, okay. I'm just going to use Velcro on that. I'm not going to use that
okay.
battery base. Yeah. But the lady said the lady at the hobby shop said the servo is going to hit it, but I don't think it's going to hit it.
Well, this is what I know is with the regular square pack, no matter it's like you have to turn the servo manually all the way to the mechanical left or right, whatever it is, in order to get the battery out of that hole with the servo in it.
Okay.
With the round pack, like the NiCad style, round pack,
Yeah.
those came out a lot easier. But with the square packs, they were like you had to wiggle that steering arm just enough just to squeeze it out of there. But it does come out.
I might, I think I might raise the servo up a little bit because it looks like there's a lot of on this bar. It looks like there's a lot of doesn't bind anywhere.
Yeah, it doesn't going to bind. So you could technically raise the servo up as high as it takes for you to get that battery pack out. But
yeah,
to be honest, I'm not sure if any of those speedos would take a 7-cell. I don't know if it's designed to run 8.4 volts or whatever it is.
you mean electronics?
Yeah, your electronic.
Yeah, I got electronics that'll run it.
Okay,
I bought a new speed control, and as long as my speed control takes it, I didn't get the 1060. I got another one.
What fits the 8.4s fit well in a big wig.
Now I'm going to run some some Velcro over the top. That's what I usually do instead of the square things.
So Corey, are you interested in the MBO one?
Yeah, I am kind of interested in it, but as of right now, I'm trying to get this parking lot thing going on at the grocery store of my house, and I've gotten a few people who are interested in actually showing up, but now it's just to the point where how do I organize either enough people that are not going to be racing to take the score down and mark the race, or do I spend the money and buy a timing system and then force everybody who wants to race to buy one of our timing systems, or do I just do a short sprint lap where it's there's going to be no timing, nothing. It's just, hey, who won fairly? Hey, it's who was watching to say, hey, who won?
Are you you're trying to do a race like I'm doing, like the parking lot wars?
Yeah, kind of. It's kind of like
Just-
the parking lot wars.
Yeah, just
Um,
keep it simple. That's what I do. I keep it simple and I go head to head. So if you go head to head and you go 3 laps, you could even go 5 laps. You tell them count yourself, or you can count the laps, and you just do 3 laps and the win. And I usually do best out of 3. So you do 3 laps. Whoever wins, you race again. You got to win twice, in other words, to actually win. So it's always head
Okay.
to head. So it's easy to count the laps when you're only 2 people. As soon as you're more than 2, 4, 5 people on the tracks, you can't keep count of who's where and who's past who. So
Yeah,
head to head is
that's
the best way to go.
that's exactly what I was thinking of. Is like if you go any beyond 2, 3 people, but like then it's hard to say. And then, like you said, if it's best out of 3, where if there is a contested match, you can just run again to make sure it's not contested. You know, like, hey, let's make this fair. I don't want it to be unfair to anybody.
Yeah.
Hey, Tank, could you help me for a minute? After the live?
Yeah, if I'm still awake.
Okay. I gotta see if this will run 8 point, just electronic speed control.
What brand is it?
It is the Ghoul. I got the Ghoul, I got the servo and the Dumbo receiver for $75
Is the
on
Ghoul one?
Amazon.
I'm just curious. Is the Ghoul one waterproof?
Electronic speed control? Yeah, it said
Yeah.
it was.
Let's see what it looks like.
I haven't took it out of the bag yet. I don't want to take it out of the bag if it's not gonna run 8.4. I'm gonna
Well, the only
return
thing
it.
I'll need from you might be the model number.
1060.
That's all.
Yeah, I got the model number right here.
Oh, that's a 1060.
Yes,
It'll take 8.4.
says, well, one of it says AXD 60A, but that's not the model number.
No, it's just
No,
16.
1060 is from that, that's what I usually get is a 1060. Is it it's not Castle. I forget what it is. I got so much shit going on.
Hobby Wing.
Hobby
Hobby
Wing,
Wing.
thank you.
I hear water in the background.
Corey's taking a poop. He's flushing the toilet.
I'm not thinking. I live on a busy street. You're probably just hearing the bass from a car that just drove by.
Uh,
I took my drag racer out this weekend, and I had a mishap. I decided to drag race my buddy with a. He's got one of those Velarlo 917s.
hey, Randy.
What do you have, Corey?
A DR10. And
Oh, okay.
I bought it. I bought it when it had the sale on it. I was kind of like, now I'm upset because they had everything on sale for $200 ready to run, but now they have the low seas are even cheaper on
Right,
sale.
they're like 199, right? The
Yeah,
trucks,
now they're like, now they're 150.
150. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're getting rid of them.
Yeah, so I bought the Associated because I have all Associated, so I'm not that upset because the Associateds aren't on sale. But I put a 7-turn motor in it, changed the tires and some things, and this thing's pretty quick. Well, I decided to race my friend with one of those Velarlo Porsche 917 cars, and he's got it on 3S. And long story short, I got out in front of him. He passed me, lost control, cut in front of me. I couldn't slow down in time. I flipped over,
Ugh.
and the hood scoop, like, I'm not sure if like you guys probably hard to see this, but riding on the hood upside down, somehow I hit something, and now the hood scoop actually hit so hard, the plastic left band pushed back and cracked. Now the hood scoop is pushed back on the hood, and there's actually a hole in the hood where the hood scoop should be.
Hey, it'll cool better now.
That sucks, man.
Yeah, it's gonna. It definitely has better cooling now, I guess. It's like Homer Simpson speed hole.
Dope.
But yeah, I got a Camaro body for it. I just hate put it on there, fit it on it. So I'm not that upset that the stock body's destroyed,
Yeah.
but it's what happens. You run, you play with it, things happen.
Yep.
Yeah, but I did destroy my ZJ Jeep. That's horrible. It fell a good 5 feet on the, it's a 580 gram STX 24 hard body, and all that weight fell right on top of the hard body and cracked everything. The front clip came off, the hood's cracked, the roof's cracked, the roll cage I built for it broke apart in pieces.
Oh man.
You weren't too
Yeah,
lucky.
so and mind you, the chassis and everything's fine. It's just the body is completely destroyed.
Yeah.
Hey, Frank, Guru's asking where the link is.
What did you hit with that?
Oh, it fell off the table. I was running it, got stuck, and I was trying to film with one hand and drive with the other, and that was just a bad recipe.
Oh, you're 24. Oh, okay. Right?
Yep.
Okay.
24 scale. So this thing's got all metal stuff in it. It's heavy, so when it hit the ground, it just goodbye.
Yeah.
Most of your 24 scales, oh, it's not that heavy. You got a servo and a battery and electronics. This one has 4-wheel steering, so it's got 2 servos, one for each axle, plus the
Right.
servo for the winch. Plus, it's got a digital dashboard screen, plus the hard body. So by the time you add all that weight together,
Just
it
smashed
was
it.
just a disaster.
Link in the
And what's
WhatsApp.
worse about it is the worst part about that is the hard body. To buy another plastic model kit, the next one I can find on eBay is $70 for a plastic kit to replace
Oh,
it.
you built it from a plastic kit. Yeah.
Hey, Robert.
Yeah, them models, man, they are expensive now.
Yeah, I'm almost debating on taking the winch, changing it from the front of the model to have a front winch to the rear. And because I'm using a Lindbergh 20th scale kit, Lindbergh just released, like, I don't know, maybe a month ago, their Toyota Tacoma, their older, series truck.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same scale, so it's the same wheelbase. But now Tower Hobby sells it, and it's the only 20th scale, which now that makes like most 24 scales, even though they say 24 scale, if you were to buy a 24 scale plastic model, the
They don't
wheelbase
fit.
is way too short. They
That's
don't
right.
fit. So the 20th scales fit better. So I was thinking of just doing a taco and making it using the winch and making it a tow truck.
Yeah. I had long time ago, I had like a huge box of I've been building models since I was like 8, and I finally just threw them all away. Like,
You could have used the tires from those things.
I could have used all kinds of shit. I probably would be a millionaire if I could have sold them on eBay. I mean, I had every friggin' I probably had 100 different models.
Robert said he's suffering from a 67-degree heat wave. That's pretty warm for where he's at.
It was 107 driving down the road today. 108.
A Frank, there's a company I would be interested in finding out more about. It's called Carton RC.
I've heard of it.
It seems to be popular in Japan and Europe. I wonder if they'll sell to the United States.
You can't believe the amount of glue you get on your table. It's crazy.
Yeah, I use the builder's mat for that purpose because it just kind of
Yeah,
pops right off.
I need to put something down. Maybe some frosted flake boxes or something.
Oh, the best I found is drywall. That's the cheapest thing. If you have a table you don't want to destroy, you want to work anything on it, you can put pins and needles in it. You can stab things into it. It's drywall.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And if you need a whole table, if you need a whole table, the cheapest thing to do is go to Home Depot and buy a cheap door slab. That's the best because still you could. It's lightweight, it's strong, it's stiff, and you can still stab a needle in it if you want. Like say you're trying to like hold two pieces together to do something, you can still stab a nail, a pin, a needle right through it to make it work to do anything you want. So even if you're building model airplanes, it's still a perfect surface.
I got this guy lives right up the road from me. He's a international shipper, and he's got all these shipping boxes. It's like I just can't get over there.
We need to get over there, man.
I know he's got them all just right there that I
And
can have
wood.
as many as I want.
And wood too, right?
Yeah, he's taken all the stuff he's brung in. He's took all the boxes apart, and they're just over there in the sun. But just one shit things happens another shit thing. Well,
Yeah, I've got 2 workbenches built from spare parts from construction sites.
yeah.
Particle board makes a good table.
I've got some fire resistant plywood from a job. They were doing a huge what the hell they call it? A golf club.
Yeah.
So all these people spend $10,000-$20,000 a year for their membership to go play golf and hang out at the resort, eat at the restaurant, and whatnot. And the whole job, there was like one section where there's just a whole lot of wasted material. And I looked at these pieces, I'm like, I could do something with that. And next thing you know, now I got a 7-foot by 3.5-foot bench that's all glued together. The only screws holding it together are the screws that hold the legs and the bench top together, so it's transportable. Other than that, it's all glued together, strong, stiff, doesn't move, it's a sturdy bench. I love it.
Yeah, I did that one time, and then someone called the cops on me, and they thought I was stealing wood, and it was like, what the threw all the wood back, and a bunch of bullshit.
Eclectic Electric, I said Carton, Carten, not Carson.
Went and talked to the big
He's
owner.
here. What's up, E?
Yeah.
Yeah, where I work, I get the ability to get a lot of materials for free.
Yeah.
We do a lot of home building, so like big rollers. My brother has a big F-350 dually truck, and the problem is I don't have a bobcat or some other equipment to actually lift up boulders, but I have access. If I can manage to pick up any boulder rock that they dig up on these construction sites, I can take it home. That way, like right now, I have a small rock garden in my front yard that takes up 30% of the grass in my, my front yard that it looks like a rock garden from, just passing by. But to me, it's a crawler course.
Yeah. I did do that one time and I got a whole bunch of rocks from where I used to go crawling. And he's like, yeah, any rocks you want, you can go get. So
Yeah. My problem is where I'm working, the rocks get so big that I can't pick them up and haul them
can't
away.
pick them up. Yeah. This guy had a huge mountain I used to crawl up and down on, but now it's all houses. So
It's all heat dome.
it was fun when it lasted. The rain would come down and wash out the big gully, and it was like, oh man, it was so cool.
It was always like especially with after the rain, like even in my rock garden, after the rain, like it washes all the mud and the dirt out of those tracks, and it makes climbing up some of these, passes so much harder than it was before it rained. Like,
Yeah.
oh, now this is a challenge. Like, it's nice to see to actually have a challenge, that you didn't have before. Yeah, I've been working on that DR10 drag car because there's August 11th. They're doing a drag car expo the week before Woodward Dream Cruise at one of the big concourses where actually Dodge is showing up and doing 6 nights where they actually race full-size cars, 8 miles down Woodward and legal street racing. And they're actually doing an RC car race, and there's actually pot money. So
Isn't there,
cool.
isn't there? There's an
Center
8-mile road too, isn't there?
it's past 8 Mile. I think it's I think 13 or 14 mile area, but it's on Woodward, so it's like the main strip that Woodward Dream Cruise is like the metro area, Detroit area's biggest, car show, and they just take over Woodward, and you have 20, 30, 40,000 hot rods from the 20s all the way to, modern day cars just take over the road, and they drive from downtown Detroit all the way, 20, 30 miles north out of the city into other cities and come back. That's the car show. Well,
Yeah.
during that weekend, Dodge actually sponsors a huge show where they actually get YouTubers. Here's a brand new car engine from a Hellcat, and you got to put it into a Dodge product and show up and race and show up on TV and race it. And if you show up and race, you get that car and the motor and the money for free. So it's a huge showing, and it's a blast to go to. And I've been there the past few years, and this year I actually get to participate because now I'm going to be in the RC drag racing event that's going to be
Cool.
going on during it with the
Smash
cash
them.
first.
Smash
So
them
right
up
now-
into smaller rocks so you can move them.
It'll definitely be a nice thing because right now it's over $1,000 purse right now to win.
Nice.
How much?
Over $1,000 right now.
Keith needs to go up there.
I ain't got no drag racers.
Yeah, I'm not in the $1,000 purse. I'm probably going to be in a lot lower class. My car's not that fast. I'm in a stock
Yeah.
class. It's going to be lower down on it. I don't think there's going to be that much money into it.
That's still cool, man.
So you guys excited to see that the maximum destruction truck? They're doing the speed run.
Yeah, see what he gets. We will see what he gets.
I saw Josh run his little 24 up the sand dune. It did pretty well. The high speed one, the V2. Little 24 scale.
The new Smasher.
Yeah, with the silver body.
I
Did
kind
better.
of wanted to get one of those Smashers, but I'm just not that tempted to get one.
Well, he has the
Yeah, I
speed
got
one.
a smasher. It's pretty
He's got
fun.
the he's got the speed
Yeah,
motor
he
in it.
put the speed motor in his.
Yeah, that's the thing is I got so many models that are fast. Like I really don't have a void for a small model that goes fast in my collection.
Well, his is a
That-
monster truck. It does 12 miles an hour.
Yeah, but even the regular stock one is pretty fast.
Yeah, but 12 miles an hour, that thing hauls butt for a little car.
Like me, that would be like I got my nephew a car and he's ready to upgrade. That would be like the perfect thing for a 10-year-old or something.
Yeah.
But to me, I got so much goddamn toys. I'm not.
I like it does wheel stands and go all the way down the parking lot with it on its front end.
I
And
do that with a
and don't
Creighton.
release.
I got a Creighton 4S. I do that with. And I don't even play with that enough. Yeah, I think I'm probably the worst person to own a basher. I can't stand a basher. It's got to be a competition. If I can't compete with it and go, I'm better than you. I
Yeah, you
don't
don't
want
run it.
Hey, well, look what Kurt does with his 7th scale back at Armas. He races those.
I would love that if there was a place to run around here.
I always thought Armas should be available to. I always thought they should be capable of racing anyway.
Hey, Brad, Frank, one of you two might remember. Do you remember the old Companucci gasoline-powered gas cars?
Nope.
They sound familiar. I remember also they made engines for people to buy.
Yeah, Companucci is really hard to spell and pronounce. But it's like I think it's
It's
an Italian
Italian.
company.
It's an
Yeah.
Italian.
And they had the one I had was a 7 scale. Yeah, 7 scale Mini Cooper, and it had a .40 gasoline with a spark plug engine on it, and you push start it. You actually it had a one-way bearing in the clutch so that you could just push start it.
Well,
And stock they would go. There was actually a course. I want to say it was Illinois. There was a scale like NASCAR track, and those cars would do 50, but they would convert them over to nitro, and they'd do about 60 going around this course flat out. And those things were so much fun. But once the company went under, there was you couldn't get parts for them. You couldn't do nothing with them. And
Yeah.
I broke mine, and it sat in the garage forever. And I'm wondering if it's still somewhere packed away. I don't know.
You know, do you know there's another Italian company started with was a Piccolo or Pico? I think there was a couple of there's a couple of them that were Italian made engines.
Yeah, Pico Calari, that was a good engine I loved.
It'd be funny if Ferrari helped them make those. That would be cool.
Oh, it definitely would be.
Talk about high revving. They put flat plane cranks in the single piston.
Yeah, I've had nitro motors for model airplanes, 1cc engines that would spin up to 26,000 RPM, and that was ridiculous.
yeah, that would be.
I wonder if any of those engines were made with plane cranks, so they could get more revs out of them.
Well, a flat plane would only refer to a multi-cylinder engine. If a single cylinder engine, you could. That's like saying what's north of the North Pole. You really can't do a flat plane on a single cylinder engine. That would be multi-cylinder engine. So a flat plane would be if you have a 12 cylinder rotary and you have that running on basically 4 cylinders. So you have that's or a V8 running on, it's basically firing on 2 cylinders where it's
Well,
bang, bang.
I think with technology today, who knows what they'd be capable of doing.
Yeah, if you've seen Rob Dahm, he's working on that 12 rotary engine that's based on an LS6 Chevy block. So it's basically a 12 rotor Mazda engine. So it's 6 RX7 or 6 rotary Mazda motors stacked up together to fit in the V8 configuration of a big block. And so far they've gotten it at 2,000 horsepower at 10,000 RPM. But right now they're rebuilding it, and we're going to see where it goes from there.
I wonder how many liters it is because they're really small rotary engines.
Actually, that is a good question. I haven't had that. It wasn't no.
They're usually
They didn't
1.3
say it.
liters.
So if a 2 rotor is 1.3, and then they just times that to get 12 rotors, that would be 1.3 times 6.
It'd
So
be
that would
about
be
7.
6.
That'd be a big ass engine
Yeah.
for a rotary.
Yeah, so it's close to 8, almost 8 liters,
Yep.
and it fits in the dimensions of a 454.
Well, I know Mazda is coming out with a new 4 rotor for the Mazda RX-7. They bring it back, so they already have a new rotary engine.
The New Zealanders been building 4 rotors for fucking a decade.
I assume Mazda probably put more money into doing better.
Yeah, because it's pretty insane that the guys that are doing it in New Zealand who are building these 4 rotors. They're making these Mazda. It's ridiculous what they have to do to make horsepower.
But Mazda's been making them for 50 years or plus. So who knows what more knowledge they have.
And how much have they taken from the people who've been building them?
I don't know if they've taken anything from them. They wanted to, their whole idea is to give it lots of horsepower and more efficiency, which is a totally different situation.
Yeah. The only thing I never liked about the rotary engines is the fact that they burned oil. Like the best running.
Another reason why they probably did something with it.
Yeah, it's by the time you need an oil change, you're at a quart low. You know what I mean? Like that's just how it's ran. Like you can't avoid. By the time you need an oil change, you're a quart low. It's just how they ran.
And they were, and they could rev forever.
Rev forever, and they'll just keep revving. You can hold the throttle, and the attack will just keep rising. Like it will keep rising until the viscosity of the oil keeps the engine from going any faster.
You know that guy who made the McLaren F1, he has a new engine that does 12,000 RPM, and it's a reciprocating engine like a normal engine. He's getting high RPM out of it, and it's naturally aspirated.
That's the aspirated motor going that high.
Yeah,
I can only imagine the valve springs on that motor.
I don't know what he did, but he did something that's very high tech.
But it's got to be like some lightweight carbon fiber, rods or something. There's like the best we can get to. You hit 10, 12,000 RPM in a Formula car, like these little 2-liter motors, and they're pushing their limit.
I think I forgot how many cylinders his are. I think there's 6, and they're on the small side, but still. You'd have to take a look at it. I forgot the name of the guy who made the car. Bye, Thompson. Oh, hi, Thompson. I didn't know you were there. And goodbye, Robert.
Hey, Robert. Nice of you to stop by.
Another way of making a reciprocating engine faster is when you got the non-cammed engines.
Oh, like the free valve.
Koenigsegg makes a camless engine.
The free valve.
And
Yeah,
those the valves, the things that open the valves, they could easily get an engine to 10, 12,000 RPMs with those valve movements.
Yeah, I seen one of their documentaries years ago. They took an old Volvo 4-cylinder motor and re-engineered it without the cam to run their valve system, so that they have, it's basically like a electronic valve. It's no different than the little doorbell ringer you have in your house that goes ding dong. You know, it's just a electromagnet that moves the shaft up and down. That's it.
Yeah, it's a solenoid motor.
Yep. So that solenoid is so fast and lightweight, and because you're removing all the friction of the drivetrain from the cam, the valve springs, everything.
It adds more horsepower too.
They were actually able to take the 4-cylinder out of the original engine and chop a cylinder off and make it a 3-cylinder. And they was able to get 30% more efficiency out of the motor while creating 20% more horsepower
because
out of the same platform.
Because the cams are gone, and therefore you get more horsepower because another belt's being removed.
Well, as much as I love that idea, until Koenigsegg actually puts that on one of their $2 million, $3 million.
He already has.
He has.
Yes, he has.
I disagree, but I wish which one?
The Gemera or something like that. The
Gemera?
The Gemera has that engine in it.
I'm pretty sure that's a W12 based engine, isn't it?
Nope, it's 3 cylinders with a hybrid engine, hybrid motor in it.
Oh yeah, that is the electric hybrid.
Yeah,
it may have it. I just know all the other ones never had it. You know what I mean?
No, the other ones didn't have it, but I remember when they were talking about it, and they even had a working prototype, and now they have it actually one of their cars.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Of like, when are they actually going to put it in their production vehicles? Even though their production's 100 vehicles, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But to me, the solenoids are plug and play. One goes bad, you have another one lying around, you can plug it back in.
Just plug it in.
Yeah. Easier. It'd probably be easier than dealing with points on a distributor cap.
I just can't wait till that technology Porsche has out with the electric turbo. You see that where they have?
I've seen it. There's an e-turbo. There's an e-turbo on Mercedes now.
So electric turbo. What the heck are you talking about?
It's an e-turbo. It keeps the motor, it keeps the pinwheel moving as you're at idle.
Yep. So there's an electric motor that basically keeps the boost up on a motor. That way, when the motor is accelerating, instead of you actually having to wait for the turbo to kick in, the electric motor does that for you. It keeps the boost up separately, and once the turbo can
Okay,
pull up
but that's
the
it's a hybrid car.
no,
It's not
it's an
fully it's not fully electric.
Yeah,
no. The
the turbo
electric
is being
only works the turbo.
the electric. There's an electric motor hooked to the turbo itself, and it keeps it from it allows it to keep the boost up so you don't have lag.
Yeah,
There's
but
only
a
two.
turbo supplies air to the engine, so it
Yes,
gets better combustion. So,
And
but
it's-
if
Yeah.
there's no combustion, how is the turbo going to work? That's what I'm trying to say. It's
No,
not
no.
just an electric car. It's
no,
hybrid.
it's no, it's the pin. It's they got an electric motor running, the keeping the boost, keeping the thing spinning without the gases. So when the gases come in, it's already spun up, so you don't have the lag.
You don't understand what I'm saying. Okay, whatever.
Yeah. So the Porsche system is actually a separate turbo. So it's an electric, like imagine a a ducted fan motor, and it's only turns on when you hit the accelerator. That fan turns on, and now that forces air and boost into the intake. So now when you hit the throttle, your engine acts as if it was supercharged, but without the draw of the supercharger wasting the engine, and that boost allows it to build up. But once the turbo spools up from the exhaust running through it, the turbo takes over, and now the turbo is the one supplying the boost for the intake. So there's the only electric motor is supplying air to the engine, not actually providing power to the car itself.
They're also talking. They've also said they've also made a prototype of an e supercharger too.
Yes.
They're doing it with a turbo and they're doing it with a supercharger. I've always said get rid of all the belts and chains. You get more horsepower because there's less friction losses.
The only thing is there's so much power loss between the alternator needed to keep the power going. Say in a daily driver, it's not work. It doesn't work.
I think they have capacitors for it.
Well, that's the thing is they have capacitors for it, but for racing, they're able to put a battery, and the battery is now part of the supercharger, and the battery supplies it. But once the car's down the track, you know, there's no, you're not recharging the battery. You have to have a separate supply and charge the battery. That's where the superchargers are working right now. Once the superchargers get better, then it will be like you said, a simple alternator can keep them powered, and the capacitor would be able to keep up for that short burst you need for acceleration.
Well, what I'm more interested in also is that Porsche is thinking of finding ways to take CO2 out of the air using electrolysis and making fuel out of it so it's neutral and still being internal combustion.
That would be interesting. I've heard some about it.
So that would, and then people talk about the carbon emissions, but that would reduce the carbon emissions because it's taking it fuel. And it'd be neutral because it's cleaned out. It's using it all to cause combustion without the exhaust from it. It's like the exhaust stuff from it.
Yeah, I was part of a program, when I got out of high school for Chrysler for the fuel cell system. And it's an awesome idea. It's just one of those things where no matter what you do, the idea of a fuel cell, you have a tank of hydrogen somewhere in your vehicle that's highly explosive.
Well, they've already made hydrogen vehicles already that are internal combustion.
Yeah, they have made them. It's just not, mainstream because they are dangerous. They're basically only commercial and industrial vehicles right now.
Well, Honda made one, and so did Toyota.
They're not registered over here yet.
Actually, they were selling them here. They were selling them here.
As passenger vehicles?
Nope, you could buy them. California had them for sure. The Mirai and the Insight. From Honda is the Insight. The Mirai is Toyota's. And they actually have them on the road now.
I guess
People to buy.
California would make sense.
Jim's
Well,
hobby is saying none of this sounds like Tamaya stuff.
Well, I already talked about the Tamaya stuff because that's the only new stuff besides the body that I think it's either going to have a kit or just the body set for the TTO2 or M chassis, the 131 Fiat, which we've discussed before. Those are the only new things I know about, and like the Pajero that you showed, which I would like to have because it's got
Yeah,
oil
but you
filled
can't.
dampers. And not till September. Hey, Maz. Made out of pure magnesium. Josh. Are you planning on coming in?
Has anybody built the buggy TTO2, the BR?
Yeah.
Not me.
No, but there are people who have it.
Because I got associated 4-wheel drive buggies, and I was thinking about buying one just to go have a second 4-wheel drive buggy, because I have a right next to the freeway, like freeway's right next to my house, but there's like a forested area where people run their 4-wheelers and things. There's like a big tri-oval with a nice little jump. I take my fifth scale on and my Creighton on, and I was thinking of just going buying some dirt tires because my Associated, I race at the indoor track and it's all clay. So only tires I have for it are slick. I was thinking of going out and buying the buggy, but then I would still have to buy tires for it to come with the kit. And if I do that, buy a couple sets and then just compare what's a $480 Associated 4-wheel drive professional racing buggy kit, how does that compare on a backyard, course to a $250 Tamiya kit?
Did you hear about the rumor that May's Design is making a hydrogen 120?
Yeah, he said that. He said that. I think he's joking, but that's
and it's
beside
going
the
to
point.
be it's going to be made out of pure magnesium, and he's going to call it the vaporizer.
Magnesium.
Yeah. Hey, did you?
Are you gonna put?
Did you know that there's a full size 1-to-1 of the wild one now? Yeah, you could get it with a 30 horsepower motor or an old 60 horsepower motor.
It's been out for a few years, but yeah. It's,
no, they redesigned it. It looks completely pretty much like it, except for some few things.
It doesn't have the right suspension, but oh well.
Actually, it does. They covered that up for people. That if it hits people, it has that thing that can stop it. It's the suspension in the rear that's different, but the shocks are the same.
Yeah. The rear suspension is not a trailer arm anymore. It's a double wishbone on the full size.
They say it'll do 63 miles an hour though, and they can be street legal now. So
we'll see how many states are allowed to be street legal now that Pennsylvania is no longer doing their RV rebadging.
Yeah, it's not legal in Texas. There's no new dune buggies in Texas that are legal. Sand rail type.
Yeah, I think Pennsylvania had a law that allowed you to rebody a car and register it from out of state. So you could be from Texas and then register it in Pennsylvania. So people were actually going to Australia buying utes and shipping them over and trading the body over from a Pontiac G8 or a Chevy SS. So you have the driver's, wheel on the left side of the car, and actually bringing these Australian cars over that you can't drive and registering them in Pennsylvania. And they just passed a new law saying, nope, none of that shit's going to happen no more. We're not letting that shit fly. So all these people trying to register their homemade creation, like, hey, I put a chassis off this with the body off that. You no longer have that easy route of registering it in Pennsylvania because then you can just transfer the registration over to another state. Now you can't do that.
Yeah, I had a street legal sand rail for a long time.
Yeah, it's too bad. But you know what? That vehicle's like $35,000. That wild one.
Bought mine for 1,500, sold it for 3,000. So
It'd be cool if you could put a Tesla motor in that wild one. That would fly.
It'll be on YouTube one day.
65 miles an hour was fast on my dune buggy.
I got rid of my dune buggy. It wasn't really a dune buggy. It was more like a really, really big go-kart.
Yeah.
But it had a big go-kart type motor on it, but it was still a two-seater with seat belts, full suspension, turn signals, all that bull. And it just got to the point where I couldn't have fun with it. Like the only time I got to do anything with it was I loaded up on a trailer, driving halfway across the state to Lake Michigan to run it. And then I ended up getting more offers to buy it from me when I'm running it than I was sitting at home. And eventually I'm like, you know what? It's not worth keeping this thing. I don't play with it. I don't use it.
Mine was street legal, so I drove it. I used it for another car. Drove it in the rain, this friggin' heat, whatever. Put my lawnmower on the back of it. Could only mow to 3 o'clock. Then the kids got home and jumped all on it. So it's like, damn kids.
I want a modern Elko, sporty but carry a load.
I when I drove to Connecticut, I should have towed it up there with me. But I didn't do that. It would have been fun.
What you wanted to do is go to the dunes in California and Oregon.
Oh.
I went all over off-roading, man. I went down this road called Palmer Lane before it was built, all over the place. That thing.
Hey, John.
Hello.
What's going on with you?
What's going on with me? I'm doing stuff like this.
Why?
Still gluing tires, eh?
Well, I just finished them.
I thought maybe you got the parts for your bike.
Not until the 26th.
Oh no.
So have you raced this weekend?
Yes, I do.
Did you win? Oh, I didn't.
Not this weekend.
It's not this weekend.
Did you pat this past weekend? Did you?
No. No, there was no racing. So I played with RCs.
So you played with your stuff?
And busted it up probably.
What's that?
Do that?
And busted up, and he busted it up probably.
No. Didn't break a damn thing.
You usually do.
After I fixed it.
You weren't pushing it hard enough. Come on, John. I showed you better than that.
Hey,
I know.
Hakeem. Hey, Hakeem.
What's that?
What's up, Guru?
Howdy.
He's drinking a Corona. Is that a Corona?
Yep.
Did you get your ball bearings for your Maya? So hopefully in the next month you'll have it built.
I guess we'll take them off.
Is a month a logical choice to say?
No. He'll probably have it done this evening if he
Chose to
sits
work
there
on it.
and does it, you know. if he already doesn't already have it already done. But he's had the bearings for a couple days already.
That's why I give him a month to possibly have it done because he's involved with other things.
Well, I know that, but I'm just saying in general, it's
Yeah.
probably not going to take him all that long to put it together.
No, just to open up the box and start building it, it'll take a month.
Yeah, snap off these damn things take forever. That shit is ridiculous.
What new
Oh.
to me and Guru
Oh,
have?
getting everything off the trees.
Yeah. Like, come on, y'all. What the?
I thought a lot of vehicles I thought that you guys build do have trees too, don't they? Or they don't? They're all rolled in a bag. Hey, Queenie.
Hi, Queenie.
What's up, Queenie?
Howdy.
Guru, I have faith you'll figure it out, and you'll probably be surprised about that you figure it out and you're good.
Why did it post me up?
What is happening, Maz?
So what do y'all think about that polished brass reef servo coming out?
Oh, the reef servo?
Yeah, the polished brass one.
At least
Yeah.
they could add weight for them.
Well, yeah, that's what it's meant for.
So
Which
they can-
it's a raw 500, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So instead of putting weights in the tires, you'll have your servo giving you the weight.
It's just more added weight. Another spot to add weight.
Hey, Curtis.
And more than likely, if you're going to have that, you're probably going to have that down on the axle too.
An axle mounted. You wouldn't have that on a chassis mounted.
Yeah.
And I bet you it's a $200 servo.
Oh yes, definitely, probably is.
Is that 500 ounces? That's 500, or it can't be 500 kilograms. It's got to be 500 ounces. Hey, Scott.
500 out. If Reef comes out with a
Hey,
polished
Scott.
Reef 99 like that, oh my God, I would buy 3 of them.
Oh, they probably will.
They probably will make a 24 scale one too.
If that one sell, they'll come out with more.
Don't you think they'll make a 24 scale one?
Oh no.
Uh-oh, something's wrong with his. Oh, he's muted on accident.
Hey, Queenie.
Queenie, I said
Oh,
hello,
you talking
Queenie.
to me?
Mhm.
Jeff doesn't know he's muted.
Guru
I didn't
mutes
hear
himself a lot.
No,
What's that?
my dog is going through her thing.
So it means that his other dog's going through the thing too.
Didn't hear you though. What did you say?
One dog's barking, the other one's barking it because the other one's barking.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. One dog screaming because the other one
The other one wants in.
and he can't get it.
Keep on scratching, but you ain't going in.
Yeah.
Probably got a lot of scratched up doors, don't you, Guru?
Mm-hmm. I got to repaint them, but I'm gonna put some lino liner on a piece of wood and screw it to the door.
There you go.
Or you put a metal plate there at the bottom.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear metal up against. I mean nails up against.
Yeah. Fingernails are metal. Yeah.
Hey, come on, man! I don't want to hear that. Dude.
Miles has just put some chalkboard stuff
I
on.
thought
Yeah, I was going to say chalkboard.
Yeah, I thought they
Chalk,
call
right?
those kick. I thought they call those kick plates. Guru,
Them are for outside and
Maz says,
Most of them.
Guru, you 5 me. I guess it's a private joke, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a. You just got to be there.
Yeah, it's
It's an inside
YouTube
joke.
guy. It's a YouTube guy. He's a gang member, and he's from the 5 Crips, and he say 5 a lot instead of 4.
Man said that made my night. You've left that life behind anyways, as far as I know. So
Yeah. But it's funny to see the YouTube gangbangers. No,
Matt says
I couldn't hear you, Corey. What was you saying? You did to your 24?
Oh, I dropped that son of a bitch off the crawler course at the hobby shop. It fell 5-foot drop. It dropped right on its lid, smashed the whole front end clip off of it, broke the hood in half. The whole hard body's just done for. Like, it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that damn thing. Like, I put so much into it to build the damn cage. I'm like, I want to do it better and take it apart and then paint everything and do all that. And then I dropped it. And I'm like, now I have to redo it.
You got the Amazon cage, or you made your own cage?
Oh, I made my own cage. I used the polystyrene, whatever, and I bent all the plastic tubing and all that. And it took me a minute to get it to look perfect, you know. And I pieced it together and I made it look, you know, nice. And when it fell and I looked over and it just scattered, I'm like, I don't think I built it good enough.
You know what I heard? You know what I've seen people do is take the Tamaya's trees and made
screws out of
I do
those.
that shit all the time, Brad.
Yeah, they make things, roll bars and stuff out of them.
Do that shit all the time.
Yeah, but
You could do that, Guru. I'm sure you have the patience to make your own roll cage.
You're about 10 years behind.
So you would take trees and do that with them, huh?
I was doing that with just regular models.
well, even with regular models, I got tubing benders.
24th scale, low seat.
Yeah.
Trail
I didn't have no
trucker.
tubing fenders. I had a cigarette
tree.
lighter and
That's from a parts tree.
a
So you got
black
plenty of
friggin'
parts trees
sky.
from Tamaya. You'll be
That's
saving
the high
the parts.
tracker?
Uh-huh.
Ooh, that's the high tracker?
The trail trucker.
The trail tracker. Oh my God, those things are hard to find.
So you'll probably be saving those things from Tamaya and have them to build them with.
Yeah.
You know, I could save you all my parts trees and so you can continue to make that stuff if you want.
No, sir.
I got so many parts trees floating around. I can make a cage around the planet with as much parts trees I have floating around next to me a crap.
Yeah. Oh.
Mm.
Damn.
Guru, you fuck around with the fifth scale, don't you? I need the the brake mechanism for my Baja 5B SS. I need that rod with that stupid threaded end on it for the brake.
Did you try DDM?
The Dave discount models. I didn't know if they had those. I
Detroit.
know.
Yeah, Detroit.
Yeah,
Hold
I
on.
live in Detroit, but I'm trying to think of DDM, not Dave discount models. It's something different.
Hold on, I'm about to tell you exactly what it is.
Because I'm still waiting on a set of Stevie boots because my boots are torn on
Yeah,
my
Dave's
Baja.
Discount Motors.
Yep, they got the throttle linkage. That one with that threaded, that you know what I mean, that threaded linkage for the brake.
You say it's a FG?
No, it's the HPI. It's the
The
5BSS.
HPI. The HPI.
Yep.
Parts for
So
the
I tried.
5B.
Yep. So I need that metal linkage that goes from the servo horn to the brake lever. That it's a metal rod with the Z bend
know
on
what
one
you're
end,
talking
and the
about.
other side threaded,
With a
so
little,
that you can adjust your brake. Because the only thing I can find is all threaded rod. I can't find a rod longer than 12 inches with threads on one end that I can put a Z bend on the other.
Yeah, I'm found outerwear, velocity stack. It's 30 pages. Velocity stack, oils, carburetors. I don't see why they wouldn't have that because it's a part for a car. Because they even got the primer bulb. If you was to puncture the hole in your
Yeah, your primer.
Okay.
yeah.
So do they
So
have?
it's like
I know
30
they got.
pages. Yeah, it's 30 pages in here.
Yeah, I
And
know they got the coil because I done ripped the boot off mine. I had to take the wire for the coil to wrap it around the top of the spark plug because the boot come off.
The car, I'm almost sure they got it because I'm seeing like bits and pieces, replacement, throttle shaft, return spring. Like they got, yeah, they definitely got to have it. You just got to know what it's called. But I know what you're talking about.
Or even
I'm
find
almost
a
sure
part number
DDM
for
should
it.
have it. And if they don't have it, they'll be able to point you in the right direction. Because they have like I went straight to DDM, went straight to HPI. They have an actual section for only HPIs and went to 5B parts. I'm only on page 4 though. That's why I'm telling you it's like 30 pages.
Yeah, I already have all the DDM the clutch on mine. So all that's all the Turtle Racing, Dave discount motor stuff. I got the pipe on mine. Let me see if I can show you guys this. This thing. I'm looking for it's.
The throttle.
Oh my God! I know the lighting's terrible.
The throttle rod.
But I'm looking for that. The throttle rod for the brake. That's what I need is the throttle rod for the brake.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all I need. I can put this whole fucking thing back together.
I would try DDM, and if not them, Horizon, because HPI is a Horizon product.
Okay, they're doing Horizon. The Horizon's doing HPI now. because I ordered the stupid the seal the CV boots, and I can't find them nowhere. DDM's out of them.
You ordered the what?
The CV boot, the boot that goes over the CV axle for the rear drive.
Did you try
Hi,
fearless.com?
Josh. Hi, Brandon.
Fearless RC? Hold on.
I don't know if it is RC that.
Yeah, they the ones that
I have-
sell 30° north.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I definitely want to run my fifth scale again. It's just I didn't want to run it with the broken parts on it, and I don't want to destroy the drive shaft because I have a broken boot. You know what I mean? They're not cheap to replace axles. It cost me $180 to replace the shocks on the motherfucker because a friend decided, hey, I want to drive it, jump a ramp, and oh, what's wrong with your shocks?
Oops.
Is that your friend who keeps breaking things?
Yep, exactly. The same one.
Sounds. He's a John, but John doesn't let that deter him from continuing to stay in the hobby.
Well, I've watched this guy spend
Oh, bruh.
probably $3,000.
That's
And-
fearlessrc.com because it's 186 pages for parts. I can't
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'll just do that. I'll do that research myself. Thank you.
yeah, because I was like, I'm about to go to the next page and I saw 184, 185,
Fuck
186.
that.
And then, yeah.
I feel you on that one.
Yeah, but Fearless is where you buy your 30° north. And I'm not responsible if you get another fifth scale while you serve me. Because they got cheap ones. They got roller.
Hey, so I bought the HPI, the SS kit because I didn't want to fucking bullshit. You know what I mean? I don't want no roving.
I got Rovens. I ain't mad at them, bro. I love my Rovens. And they have never given me a problem. I got
Bro,
I got two shorty Baja Qs.
Bro, I got that stupid fucking Red Cat Rampage or whatever that fifth scale monster truck is. I fucking hate that son of a bitch. It's so goddamn slow. I put a 40cc big block engine in it, and it's still slower than shit.
What are you talking about?
Red Cat, I got the Chimera, fifth scales.
Big ass gasoline fifth scale. They're way too much money, and they're not fast enough.
I like it for the sound and the smell.
Oh yeah, they're definitely cool. I dragged my nephews around it. I went up to the last Memorial weekend. I used that. I tied 6 wagons together, and I carried like all my nephews. I had 3 4-year-olds, a 7-year-old, a 12-year-old, 2 16-year-olds, and a 17-year-old, all on wagons, and I was dragging them through the park with my Red Cat.
Is it possible you could get? Is it possible you could get one of those fairly big multi pistoned engines to go in one of those to make it faster?
Maybe you could probably do something.
I mean, there are people who have engines that run quarter scales and stuff.
Yeah, this is already a 40cc motor on it.
Yeah.
I've seen 10-cylinder engines that are
Brett, it's too small.
actually they're over 100 cc's for the bigger scales.
Oh, the big rotaries? Oh man, or not the rotaries, the radios, the big radio motors.
No,
Yeah, those
nope,
are.
I'm talking about the 10-cylinder engines that I saw running a quarter scale.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, they have no torque. Those small V8s, they have no torque whatsoever. They have to be geared up to the world.
Almost
I've
one
seen
to
those.
one.
Yep, I've seen those at the Toledo Expo. There was a guy who came out with a V10, and the the V10 was, I think, I think 1.0 cubic inches total, but comparing that same engine to a single cylinder engine, a single cylinder engine would have had twice as much horsepower, just because the fact that he was able to utilize all the power to put it in a small package. That way they were never able to actually produce a lot of power.
Okay, what about taking a small dirt bike engine, 125 cc's, and put it in there?
A little too big.
I actually thought about that. I used to do mopeds and soup up moped, like the Chinese mopeds, and I would take a 50cc motor and I would punch it out to 105cc. So I basically put a 125cc piston cylinder jug the entire on a 50cc, and yeah, that's a lot more power. But even when you do that, the engine block itself is so much weight, it would be too much for something RC. You have to stick with that chainsaw style motor before you even go to a bigger moped or dirt bike style motor.
Yeah, it's too bad you can't. Too bad you can't use an engine that a 3-cylinder engine that produces 100 horsepower per piston.
Yeah, you're gonna have never mind, Brad.
They make engines. They make engines that are 100 horsepower per cylinder, that are 3 cylinders. It's a 300 horsepower. Hey, Playa.
That's me, dude.
Playa, not Playa. Playa, you?
Player one.
Playa one. Oh, sorry. You also have Mrs. Guru.
Yeah, I'm on both of my phones, bro. I'm on all 3 of my phones to be for real. For real. There's one, and I'm on this one. What in the world?
So Tank, you still doing your street rate or your parking lot wars, or is that your
Yeah.
series over?
No, I do it every last Sunday of the month.
Brian, what's up? Spin Rush, what's good?
Yeah.
How you
Hey,
doing?
Spin Rush.
Hey, Brian,
Oh,
what?
Spin Rush, what's up?
Too bad he doesn't have the day off, so he could be in here like he was last week.
Cool guy.
Yeah, I got to work, so I can't be on here forever, but I'm up here for a little while.
Cool.
Hey, Dirk.
What's the winning speed so far for the semi-truck speed challenge?
CK hasn't even done his first run yet.
I think he was just trolling y'all.
He's
Bot
done
light?
it, but he hasn't published it.
Oh, he's okay. So, well, he already made the vehicle setup for it, so we saw that. But it's 48 miles an hour from Josh.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested in seeing it. Like, how much could you possibly modify your system to throw a big motor and a big pinion in it and still keep at a 7-volt battery pack and a 540 motor? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Direct drive, no transmission.
Oh, you got to keep the transmission, right? I thought that was part of the
No.
rule.
No.
The
just-
axles, you got to keep the axles and the tires.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it's open.
What we talking
That
about?
makes it more interesting. That
I
makes
already-
it more interesting.
His direct drive to the axles causing him to twist. They're torquing.
We're talking about the semi-truck speed challenge that we got going on.
Yeah. Keith,
Yeah,
Yep.
when I
yo,
seen that
you
Maximum
went-
Overdrive truck, I
you
was
say you
like,
went
yep.
55, but your camera messed up.
Yeah.
Mm. Keith went 55.
Put a
But
badass
camera
motor in
messed
the
up.
MO6 and do fucking 80.
TJ is saying,
That's what
did
I'm
you
probably
guys-
gonna do. Sorry, Brad.
TJ said, did you guys see that Endura Tarantula? That's a nice looking kit.
I'm not sure.
Endura Tarantula.
No, I haven't seen it.
Uh-oh, people have to look for it now. I think I might have
I'm
seen it.
debating on buying those new Pro Line tires for the 24 scale. They got some new 62.5 millimeter tires for the 1.0s. I'm thinking about like that might be a next step above the old school scramblers and mudslingers, because there's not much else out there that actually works.
I'm running Super Swampers.
Are there
The
little ones or the big ones? So
both
there's
of
like
them.
a 58 millimeter and there's like a 60 millimeter.
58.
Okay, those are the small ones. I got
Hey.
those too.
Hey, Dirk, how much was the vehicle that you bought?
And the Patagonian, that's what I thought he was talking about.
There's some
Yeah.
new tires. There's some new
No,
tires.
the Tarantula is the 18th scale edition answer to this. This is the 24th one.
Oh, that's the Endura buggy.
Yeah, and they made one for the TRX.
Oh, for the TRX
Oh,
platform.
Yeah, that's what the Endura Tarantula is. That kit.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of doing a buggy, but I got my ass kicked at a competition with by a guy with an Acres Engineering buggy, and I don't care. Out of all those guys who showed up with the Endura buggies and this and that, the guy who kicked my ass, like with that Acres Engineering buggy, I got to give it to Acres Engineering. If I'm gonna do a buggy, I'm gonna get one of those, because I came in second, and that guy kicked my ass by a long margin. And I've done a lot of work to my truck to get where I'm at now. If for him to kick my ass that bad, I kind of want there's the Endura buggy's not even on my scale. Like it's not even on my radar. I want that Acres.
I heard there's some new tires out for 24s that Harley Design did on his update.
Yeah, they were just talking about.
Oh. I hear there's some of the tallest tires to put on one of those.
Yeah, that's what I was asking about. Like, I kind of want to get some.
What you gonna put it on?
Yeah, I think 63.5 millimeters. I think they are. I got a couple springs I put them on.
Get you a cheat code if you want to shit on the competition. Yes, that.
Yeah. All right. Now, what's up? Did you get that bike going? Did that part come in?
No, that part's not coming in until the 26th. But yes, I've already had it back out and changed the servo out on it and have been
So
driving
it
it.
works with that Traxxas link?
Oh yeah.
Sweet.
Like I said, I seen somebody posted. I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna do that.
That's what's up. Yeah, mine is 2 weeks in the hold, I guess. I don't know.
What's that?
Said mine is 2 weeks away. From
Oh,
what
is
he
it?
said. Yeah.
Oh, the next shipment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, which one did you get? You get the red one or the blue one?
The red one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, definitely the red.
Yeah, that's the low-C one, right?
Yes, the FXR.
Yeah.
But it's number 23.
Yeah.
Chase Sexton, baby. Mm-hmm. For those who do watch Pro
Back in a
Moto,
minute.
No, you're not.
they know who I'm talking about.
Hey, Matthias. Good to
Matthias,
see
what's
you.
going on?
How you doing?
I can't wait for him to show up on the panel one day.
Well, to do that, he's got to send me an email to put him on the list.
I know. It's just real late where he's at since he lives in Sweden. So
Hmm.
Frank, I still don't know what's going on with BX20, our Belgian man.
Sure.
Lots of pretty girls in Sweden. Okay, you know what I'm talking. You know who I'm talking about, Frank?
Nope.
The VHX 20.
Oh, well, he's been doing some but electric bikes, a lot of electric bikes lately.
We just.
Oh,
I
good.
know we were. I know we were worried about him. Yeah, miss him.
Yep.
I need to get my passports. From Japan, that's got to be a 24-hour ride on a plane, maybe longer. What do you think, Spin?
What's
To go from Japan to Sweden? He says there's lots of pretty good in Sweden. He says I need to get my passport.
The Maya.
No, he lives it. We all know he lives in Japan. He wants to go to Sweden to see pretty girls.
Huh?
So Brad, what should be my next kit? But I've seen at the hobby shop they got a lunchbox, they got a midnight pumpkin, and they got a uh what the hell is that one? The Blackfoot.
Go with the Blackfoot
I
or
want
the
a
Midnight.
Blackfoot or midnight pumpkin. That's what I'm like. The
The Midnight-
Blackfoot's fun, but the midnight pumpkin you do wheelies, but you know what I mean. But I'm thinking really just going and just getting one of those what's that? Is that Sand Scorcher or Neo Scorcher? The Neo
Sand
Scorcher.
Scor-
That's the other one.
The Neo Scorcher, the 4-wheel drive buggy on the TTO2B.
Yeah, it's like, do I get the TTO2B or do I get the TTO-BR?
I would get the BR because, believe it or not, I think it had more hop ups than these SRX.
Yeah, it does technically because it
And
does
it's
have
cheaper. And it was cheaper.
No, it's the same price at my hobby shop. It's the same.
Oh well,
as the
I
SRX.
remember it being. I remember it going for less money than the SRX.
Yeah, it's 251 at for the SRX or the BR.
Well, I mean, I want to throw in the BBX for you instead of going there. If you're going to go pay that much, you might as well go for BBX.
Well, I already got the BBX for my dad for Father's Day, so that's. I'm hoping I can go over there and then like hijack one of his toys that he don't play with.
Yeah, well, I think you should get your own BBX. I'm sure your father will make it look stellar, even though he probably won't play with it.
No, I know he won't play with it. I plan on inheriting that.
Well, then, if you feel that you'll be able to, then you might as well go with an MB01.
That Fiat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking because I like on road. It's just another on road car, you know.
Yeah, but it's a unique on road chassis.
Yeah, but I'm at the same point with the VX02. What's that new VX02 chassis that you're talking about? The on road version?
You had the SRX. What are you talking about?
The VX. Oh, the rally car. The new on road version of the rally.
Oh, the XV02 Pro RS.
Yeah, the Pro. Yeah, the Pro RS is like it's a rally car that they kind of made into a touring car.
Yeah, they lowered the suspension on it, and they did some other things with it besides tires.
And that's another $250, $300 car.
Yeah, but I don't know when the Pro RS is coming out.
Its release is going to be. It's probably going to be. You know, it's already been released. So if the new one's going to be September, this one's got to be somewhere around there at least.
Well, I think you should go with the new ones, and even the Pajero, because it's nice to see that back, and it's set up differently than the lunchbox.
I like the Pajero, but I'm like, if I'm going to get one, I might as well get a fucking Wild Willys. You know what I mean? Because that's the one I liked back in the day.
Yeah, I wish if they made the Wild Willie and the original short wheelbase on the original, and then the long wheelbase on the original, that would sell like hotcakes.
As much as I want to agree with you, I don't think it would be as hard as it. To me, is reaching far and wide to get people to buy their shit right now.
Well, they made 2 new chassis, and I think those two are going to do well.
They're probably getting more sales from that GT3 Porsche chassis or the GT body just for that body than they are from some of these new chassis, to be honest.
That GT3 body is beautiful.
It is. That's what I'm saying. It's like they came out with that body, and that's what was what catching everybody's attention for Tamiya.
Well,
Some of
they
these new
haven't made a
chassis are like,
they haven't made a modern day Porsche body in a long time.
yeah, that's exactly. And I want one. I mean, I know people who don't like Tamiyas who want one. They're wanting to buy one to put them on a Kyo show.
That'll strike Kyosho to make their own.
Yeah, but it becomes a licensing issue.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
do
you
like
think-
that. I do like the Regal though. That Regal is beautiful.
It's not a Regal. It's actually a Riviera. I found out recently it's a Riviera, not a Regal.
Oh, it's a Riviera. It's
Yep.
either way. It's beautiful.
Frank hates it.
I don't like it.
To me, I'd rather have a 64 GTO. If Kyosho did a 64 GTO, I would buy a Kyosho.
They have a 66.
It's not quite the same. I mean, the 67 is way different, but the
I do think if they brought their own Porsche body, I mean, that Porsche body is gonna have to be on a shorter wheelbase from Kyosho for something to fit down a Kyosho. I think it's a short wheelbase, but then they'd have to offset the tires to make it wider.
yeah, it would look different if they kept the same wheelbase. It would look funny on a Kyosho.
Yeah, they need to. I think it would be on a short wheelbase, even though the new Porsche ones are a longer wheelbase than they ever been. But
I'm just glad you got Kyosho is actually producing cars that people are buying compared to like the HPIs, which are non-existent. Nobody's buying the associated Apex chassis.
they're
at
slow
all.
as hell,
So, like,
from what I understand too.
they're like, oh, buy the brushed Apex hooligan car, and it's fucking garbage. Like, I'm sorry, that car should have stayed as what was it? What's that name of that damn?
No,
company
it's
that-
not. The split window Riviera, I swear, was a 73. Theirs is a 66. Maz asked a question. Now they should come out with a 73 Riviera. Frank might like that better.
Oh, they got to come out and copy the Monte Carlo from Training Day, and then they'll sell some things. You see that, you know, if Red Cat did a Training Day version of the lowrider with the hydraulics, that would sell.
I think it'd be cool if they actually made working hydraulic systems for those cars, like they have using similar hydraulic system as they have in or something like it, like they have in construction vehicles.
Well, my son came with me for Parking Lot Wars, and he drove the MG, and he loved it, and he came in second. He got beat by a Tamiya guy that he races all the time on carpet, so he was a good racer. But my son came in second, eliminating a bunch of guys with my car, and he loved it so much he told me he wants his own. And guess what he picked?
What?
Challenger
Oh, the Challenger.
Hellcat.
Uh-oh.
The 10 scale one or the 8 scale one?
10 scale.
Oh, he's got the Hellcat, the Challenger Hellcat.
So he was not sure on the purple or the blue. So I told him, don't worry, Daddy's gonna buy both, and you can pick the color once he gets here.
You get the other one.
Yes. So I told him, you pick the one you like the best, and I'll just take the other one. Like that, we can race together against two Hellcats together.
So was he beating John?
John was not there.
Oh,
It was
Who's the
another
car?
guy, but he had a TTO2. But mind, don't forget that the Phaser has 5 miles an hour more, so it got a little bit more get up and go, but you do have to control it. But the other guy had a TTO2 that was stock. So
That means someone could actually bring an SRX TTO2 because it would be stock because that's the way it was in the kit.
yeah, but you're still running a silver can, and it's a 27
Yeah.
turn.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think the gearing is different on it though.
Nope, this is the
Or
gear
maybe
age.
the-
Same.
Yeah,
Gearing's
I
gonna
can
be
attest
Probably.
to you that I have the TTO2, TTO2D, the TTO2S, the TTO SRX. The gear ratio is the same. It's a 26 pinion with a 68 spur.
I thought it has the oil filled damper, the oil filled gearbox too, the oil filled diff.
The
The
you
SRX
get
does.
the SRX gives you a solid one-way front and the oil filled diff in the rear, but you also get the TTO2D gives you basically the same thing, but
With
you
a torque
get
tune.
with the torque tune.
Yeah, that
So,
means someone could just change the tires on it.
In my opinion, if for the price of buying a D or an S or an SR or an SRX without going crazy, a TTO2D, just replacing the tires and getting that torque tune motor makes a huge difference.
Yeah, it's another 1,000 to 2,000 RPM out of that motor.
And you get the shock. So if you just take those fucking hard plastic tires that came with the D off and put regular tires on it, you're already set.
Yep.
Because it comes with bearings from the factory. The other ones, you have to buy a S or a D or a SR or SRX to get bearings.
So you got a lot to choose from. I can't narrow it down for you. What you want.
Yeah. There's a lot of cars I want. I'm still trying to stop myself from buying another drag car.
Forget the drag cars. Even though Havao just came out with a very nice one, but it's very expensive. It's all carbon chassis and aluminum pieces on it. Yeah,
I was looking at on road, and one of the guys I used to race off road with, he just got sponsored by a company out of Spain, I think, WRC, and they sell 8-scale buggies, a couple different cars, but they have on road and off road. And I looked at it, and I'm looking like, I want one of those. Then I see the price for an on-road chassis. I'm like, $580. No, I'm not sure if I want to spend that much money.
you could try to find a stripped down Tamiya 8-scale buggy and put electronics in it, then get the electrical system for it and set up for it. Then you have your 8-scale.
What do you what Tamiya 8-scales are there?
They were nitro cars, but I've seen people do electric conversions on them.
Oh, so I have to buy an old kit and convert it.
Yep.
Okay.
Then you'd have your 8-scale.
I got a few 8-scales.
I only have one. Even though they say the sentence 10th, it's got to be a 9th. It's so big. That body's just so big.
I still got a couple of what do they call them? The or not Companucci, the Diagnosti models. So I got the 8-scale F1 IndyCar, and I got the 8-scale Hummer from Kyo. It's built through Kyosho.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen someone drive one of those. Isn't the body metal? I forgot, or was it plastic? I forgot.
Oh, the body's plastic.
Yeah, but I remember it. It was big.
Oh, we did some research on the speed for the cars. The Kyosho Phaser goes 26 miles an hour. And I tested it and it's pretty good. Traxxas, I haven't tested the 3.0 yet, but 24 miles an hour for the Fortec. The low C, I don't think, we haven't tested that one because I don't really have one to test. HPI 4 Sport goes 21. Tamiya TTO1 or TTO2 is 17 miles an hour. I still have to test that. Associated Apex 2 is the slowest along with Tamiya. But the MO6 came in at 20 miles an hour. So when I did my speed run with the Tamiya with Herbie, I came at 20 miles an hour with that one.
And you said that you showed an MO3 and that was 20 miles an hour too.
Yes, the MO3 turned out to be at 20 miles an hour also. So I'm going to take my TTO1 probably this week and actually test my TTO1 and my TTO2 to see what kind of speed I'm going to be getting with it. These are the speed that we found on the internet that some people were doing speed run stock. And this is stock with the stock motors.
I remember when I had the MO1, I put a 27 turn with high, with a end bell cap that was adjusted to like over 30 degrees or maybe somewhere. Yeah, the timing was high, but it was locked in that timing, and that thing was fast with that motor. It was a 27 turn with high adjustability, the higher degrees of timing. So you could get those 27s to go really fast with just timing change. I think they called it I forgot the name of the motor, but it might have been 35 degrees. It might have been the one that's called the T-Rex, or I forgot what they called it back in the day.
Oh, I'm sure you can get faster motor into these things, but we were testing and we're testing stock, what comes from the factory, ready to run or as a kit.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying when I got built mine, even though it was they were friction dampers, it still handled well just because it was so low to the ground. Yeah, that's a thing you should look up too, getting yourself. Like you got an MO3, you should check out the MO7, MO3s, I mean, the MO1s, I'm sorry, the MO1s. Just because they started the whole series.
I wish I could find my MO1 from when I was a kid.
MO1 and MO2 I'd like to get.
That's what I wish I had my Mini Cooper back. That was a wonderful car.
And I love my MO1. I had that, got it from a friend when I was a kid. I didn't know what it was. It was just a car to me. I just played with it. It still had the mechanical speed control with the resistor on it. They got hot as fuck and burnt the shit out of you when you got done playing with it. That thing was a blast to play with.
Oh, yeah.
Playing with my old Attack 2 stick for top radio.
I wish they would come back out with the early M series cars again. That would be great.
I'm pretty sure the people who are running the Tamiya race series would love that, because then they'll be able to get parts for their own vehicles and just show racing. And I do believe I seen the video where someone showed up and won a TCS race in England or UK somewhere, where a TO3 or MO3 beat an MO7 and the AMA, and everybody was like, "Oh my god! Like how the MO3 beat an MO7?"
Let's see what it does against the MBO1. You know what I mean? I've already seen the MBO1 run. It handles great.
I don't know why the picture is not big like that, but I did, and I was supposed to get it today, but I did not get it. But I did purchase this from somebody, and it is an MO3, the Suzuki Swift, which they don't make anymore.
They actually made it a couple of years ago, but on a longer wheelbase with a different body.
Yeah, I know.
Same Swift, but it's different.
Yeah. So that's the MO3. The guy started building it. He didn't finish it. So I'm going to finish it. Hopefully all the parts are there. And the body is not painted. So
Ooh.
I am debating
That's good.
on going box art. But I don't like the yellow. I've seen some people paint that yellow. I don't know if they chose a wrong yellow for it, but the one I've seen on the internet, I just don't like the yellow they use. It needs to be a yellow orange to me. So we'll see.
Hey, Frank,
Yes.
they have both. If you ever decide to do this, get an MO5 with the newer Suzuki body on it.
No, I got this to help him out. He is one of my YouTube subscriber. He was selling that, so I bought it off of him to help him out. And because it is kind of a vintage. And the other MO3 I have, which is a Mini Cooper, actually is my son's. So I don't have a MO3, and it's going to be nice having two of them so we can actually race and have fun together.
That's the perfect idea. Have two of the same chassis, that way you can run together.
Yep. Yeah, I think instead of putting the axial transmission in this puller, I'm going to be putting the RC four-wheel drive 2-speed transmission in the puller, and that's going to permit me to put a bigger motor on here. So a bigger can, like a 1/8 system, instead of sticking with a 1/10 system, because here, because of the way the motor mount is, you can't put a big can on here. So this
Can't
one,
put a
I can.
550 on it?
Yeah, I could put a 550, or I'm thinking of putting an RX-8 with a big motor on it, the one I had on this a Summit. So putting this right here, which is going to put it back a little bit, and then a shorter drive shaft. So it's going to be interesting. We'll make her fit.
Gotta see it run.
Yeah.
What's the body you're going to use?
I'm going to make my own. Let me show you real quick. And it's going to be all made of styrene. Find it.
I think you should. I think you should get a different body, and
Like that.
Oh shit. That's awesome.
Like that, or my first idea, and I'm still thinking this.
I like that. That's awesome looking.
And I can easily do this with styrene and get somebody here locally that has a 3D printer. And by having this raised, it's going to give me a place here in the front to actually put my battery.
He likes the green one.
Who likes a green one?
That's blue.
No, the other one.
Green one.
Yeah, but I can always
Good
make
job.
it
Yeah,
green.
yeah.
So this is what it's going to look like. So this is the type of body I'm thinking. It's either going to be this or this. And this is just for fun, not for competition. It's just for local. Nobody else here actually has a puller. I don't even know anybody in Ottawa that has one. So again, I'm trying to start a trend here in Ottawa of people building something and having fun.
I'd like to see you race your lunchbox.
Why?
Because people race, believe it or not.
Because he doesn't want to take his car to the skate park.
The lunchbox is more for a wheelie. Like it's not made for racing. I don't see how you could race that because it's got a wheelie bar and it's always, as soon as you give it throttle, it's up on two wheels.
Frank?
It's not a on-road racer.
Frank, they race them in Europe.
Okay,
They also race semi-trucks in Europe. What's your point, Brad?
true.
They're fun to watch. Wait. They also race them in Japan.
Have another smoke. Keep coughing. You're muted, Guru. You're muted, Guru.
Man, don't die.
Oh, that would explain a lot. Hey, the blue one. You should definitely do the blue one.
Oh, yeah.
If you're trying to get people, because that green one looked like a plane.
Yeah, you
John
want
Deere.
something with some motor.
Yeah, that shit look like a John Deere.
Yeah, he did.
He likes John Deere. It's green.
But it was too
Yeah, but the
plain
motor
to try
would
and
be-
attract
yeah.
somebody.
Oh, yeah, it's too plain.
I'm not right this now. Hey, Jake.
Jake is saying peekaboo.
What's up, Jake? Okay. I'm high. I didn't catch that. I got you now, man. Damn, even the wheels is on these, man. Oh. What's up?
All right, Brad, you're gonna keep going the live because me, I'm gonna make somebody a host and I'm gonna go. Brad, are you there?
Yeah.
You want to shut it down the live or do you want to keep going?
Shut down the live. Anybody who wants to join us in the after hours, please contact Frank at the Tank RC.
Sounds good. So if anybody wants to come to the after party, send me a message at thetankrc@gmail.com and I'll send you a link. Till then.
Drop the link. It doesn't look like it's everybody that we mess with.
Till then, see you later. Brad,
Alright.
say goodbyes.
Later.
Later, Gator.
Mm.
Later, Gators.
No.